to... I look really shiny and weird. So I said at the start of the year that I was going to be doing a university series, and I definitely am. It's just taking a lot of planning, and I've been back at uni for almost half a term now, and it's been manic and stressful. And then last week I got Crohn's flare, and so I'm just exhausted 24/7, and so it's been really tough for me to make videos. I know I didn't upload on Saturday, and I uploaded a really shitty video on Wednesday, so I'm really sorry. And I don't like posting things that I'm not entirely proud of, and also I haven't posted on my Instagram for nearly a week, and I'm really trying to fix that, so just bear with me while I get used to juggling all of this stuff at once. But on the topic of juggling things, I'm here with my nice steaming hot tea. So I just thought I would make a video while I know I'm not posting particularly regularly, and even though I am still going to try and stick to my schedule, it's not like completely thrown out the window. I've got plans for upcoming videos, but they're just videos that take a little bit of time, and there will be some Harry Potter stuff and all that jazz, which I know you guys enjoy. So I thought I would take the time. I've just got back from a singing lesson. Mondays are a pretty full-on day for me. It's pretty much all dance all day, so I'm knackered, but feeling positive. And for the last sort of week, I've been feeling very shitty, pretty much. But I felt really weirdly positive. I had like a really big high when I came out of my singing lesson, so I just thought I would utilise that time to talk to you about uni, because I feel like if I talked to you about uni in my first term, at the end of my first term, and then if I spoke to you about uni like maybe last week, they would have been completely contrasting just in how I feel about university. So I'd firstly like to say university for me was literally, it's probably like been the making of me, to be honest. Like, I never thought in my wildest dreams I would be so happy here, or that I would be having such a good time, or that at least for the first term it almost felt like my mental health problems had disappeared. Sure, they were still there and there were still things, but there were times where I just felt completely just the most centred and sort of myself that I'd felt in a million years. I just don't ever remember feeling that happy. University's not for everyone, and I know loads of people have asked me questions, so I'm just going to briefly outline a few things which I'll then go into detail further in university specific videos in the university series, which will be like tips and just chatting about uni. So if you have anything specific you want me to talk about, drop that in the comments. I'll probably like briefly address it here in this video. The first things first, should you go to university? I get so many questions. People ask me, I don't know what to do, I don't know what I want to do with my life, should I go to uni? For me, I had a very specific plan. Although I was still conflicted, I've always wanted to do theatre, and I always knew that's where I would end up at university. However, going to college showed me my more academic side of my personality, and I've always loved school, and I fell completely, madly, crazily in love with ancient history and classics, and I began to be like, oh shit, should I go and do a classics degree? It was one of those things, because if I don't end up having a full career in performance, I'm hoping I have at least like, I don't know, 5 years of performing in the West End, fingers crossed. If I don't have a full career in performance, obviously on the side I'd love to do documentary journalism and writing and all that kind of stuff. So I thought maybe an academic career would help me achieve that, and that's more realistic because the performance world is very difficult. So when I finally sort of made up my mind, I knew I had a course that I specifically needed to do, because while you do get the occasional rare talent that gets in on the West End or Broadway and they've had no training, it is very rare, and to get jobs, to get reliable work, you need to have studied somewhere for 3 years from when you were 18 or even older, and just train so that you can actually do stuff and people will want to hire you because you will be skilled. I knew that I had to go and do this, and in the UK, if you're thinking of going to performance, there's conservatoires in London which are like the top ones, but they are more expensive and difficult to get into. And then I opted for going to a university that did the next, like, exactly the same course but in a university setting, because I didn't like the idea of being in London, in like a random flat with people I didn't know, and without the sort of care that you get from a university. Obviously they still are great and they're perfect in their own right, but I'm at Chichester University, which has sort of the best performing arts like degrees in the UK for a university. So it's basically, we're also like in talks for, we're teaming up with some of the conservatoires, I believe, and we do our agent showcase in London and everything, so it's exactly the same, but I get to live in halls and it's just really nice, and to be on a university and to mix with people in other courses. University is one of those really personal things. Even if you're not sure where you want to go, if you have an interest in English, like something like an English degree is perfect because you can go into so many different fields with an English degree. But if you don't, or if you have something really specific that you want to do and that's perfect, then go to university. Sometimes you don't need to go to uni. Like, for some jobs you just don't need a degree. Sometimes apprenticeships work so much better, or just getting into the industry or getting into that place that you want to work and starting working and building your way up. Sometimes that's the best route for people. I know I personally needed to get away from home, not because my home isn't fantastic and amazing, but A, I needed the training, and B, I felt like I was ready to have that independence of living alone, because even if you find a degree you really want to do and a university that you love, sometimes you just aren't ready at 18 to go and do your degree, to go and live alone, and that's perfectly okay. If anyone ever says, oh, well, it's so stupid that you want to stay home, tell them to go fuck themselves, because some people just aren't ready. And I had a panic just before I started uni and was like, I haven't actually thought about the fact that I'm going to be living alone in a house with strangers and I'm scared, and oh shit, I'm not ready for this. But then I got here and I realised it was just the best decision for me. So if you are like me and you get past that hurdle of deciding whether you're going to go to university or not, you then are sort of picking between living in halls, or you could find a house, or do you want to go into catered or non-catered? I'll do a specific video on this because it is a big topic. I applied for my halls because through a different route than most people do, because at my university at least it's allocated completely randomly. You put in your top 3 halls that you want to live in, or places you want to live in, and it just tries to give you what you want, but it's not guaranteed. And I knew I needed a place with my separate bathroom and stuff, purely because of my Crohn's and all that, so we applied through it separately. So I'm in like a disabled block here. However, it's just exactly the same as all the other blocks, apart from one of the rooms downstairs is a lot bigger, and we have like doors where you can push the button and it opens. And there's only one girl in my block that applied through it like I did, and she just has a parking space outside and stuff like that. And so I was lucky that I got this halls, but my halls is catered. So the difference between catered and self-catered, some universities, not all universities, but some offer the catered option. Now I was very, very opposed to going catered. I thought it was going to ruin my university experience. I thought, no, it's all about cooking your own food and living your own life and not like relying on a canteen. The only halls on my campus where all of my lessons are, pretty much all of them, was catered. So I didn't really have a choice if I wanted to have my own bathroom and stuff. They don't cater you on the weekends here, but how it works is you get a card, a little student card, but it has like £8.15 on a day, and you can go and use it in the canteen. Now, you don't get food on weekends, you get brunch, and you get £4 on the weekends, so you can buy brunch and stuff, which is like a cooked breakfast or whatever, and it's very nice. I was originally very opposed to it, but it's absolute godsend for my kind of course. A lot of the time when you go to university, you'll be doing a course that has maybe 8 or 9 contact hours a week. We're going into lectures like a couple times a week, but you will never really have full days or anything, obviously depending on your course. My course, I'm in 8 AM for warm-up, and a lot of the time I don't get back till 8 o'clock at night. So it's very full on because it's performing arts, and because I'm on musical theatre triple threat, it's sort of the one where this is taking you into the industry. This is the one where you need to be training hardcore all the time, and it's very competitive. So there was like a couple thousand people apply, I think, and there's 40 of us on my course. It's competitive, and it's like one of those things where it's working hard all the time. Yeah, so for me, having self-catered would have been problematic, because when I get home at night I'm knackered, and the thought of I would literally just be living off pasta and I'd get super, super fat, more so than I am already. So I would recommend, if you can, going catered, purely because it's so easy, and it's a really nice bonding thing. Like our flat, in the first sort of month when we were still getting to know each other, we had a group chat, and every night we'd say dinner at 6, and everyone would say, yeah, dinner at 6, and we'd all go to dinner together, and it was one of those really nice things. And on the weekends we say brunch at 11, and we all go at 11, and it's like a really nice community building thing. On to my next point of do you want to be on campus or off campus? I'm on campus, and it works well for me because I can roll out of bed and 2 minutes later be in my studio ready to work, or 2 minutes later be in the canteen eating. So campus for me is the best thing ever, frankly. Then worrying about making friends, that's another issue to address, really, because I was really, really worried about making friends. When you get put in halls, it's so much easier to make friends than if you're, say, put in like a house, or if you're in private accommodation. I'm only saying this from experience. I know, like, if you get put in a house, sometimes there's nothing you can do about it, but that can equally, you can make great friends doing that as well. So I just found that it was so easy because we're all living so close together, and we all do things together and stuff. Like, we've just formed like this amazing family. It's really difficult right now because we're trying to find a house for next year. Housing fair's tomorrow, and I'm so scared because you just want to find a nice house for you in your flat, and sometimes you just can't all be together. So at the moment it's looking like if we can't find a 6-bedroom flat or house, we're going to have to split into 2 3s, which is something that none of us are really crazy about, but it's one of those things that's just going to have to happen. Like, it'll be the worst day ever moving out of here. And then that moves on to, so that's making friends in your like accommodation or whatever, but making friends in your course. For my course it's really easy to make friends because we're all in dance classes and stuff together, so it's really like you have to, and when you do productions you just generally get really like close and intimate with people. We do a thing called Meisner, which is a type of drama, and you literally stand like touching each other and looking into each other's eyes and saying you have brown hair, and then they go I have brown hair, and you repeat it, and then you pick out something else. And it's one of those things, and it's a class where you do have to get really intimate with people, so you get to know each other pretty well. On my first lesson of that, we were massaging each other in pairs, and I'd literally only just met these people and it was terrifying and I hated it, but it gets better. But most courses, like if you're doing like geography, they won't make you massage each other because that's just weird. I don't really know how it works in lectures, if you can really make that many friends. Like I know people that have, so I know it's not a complete impossibility, but like you literally just chat to people, be really open and friendly and warm, and people will just want to talk to you. And if you're someone like me who's really socially anxious, like all my flat here were like, Laura, you just were so quiet when we first met you, and like it's so weird how you are now with us, but because I'm so different. But they were like, you were just so quiet. We were like, is she ever going to speak? So try and open yourself. It's important, like so hard. If you have anxiety and all that stuff, like trust me, I get it. But try not to panic about making friends. Like it will just happen when it happens, hopefully, fingers crossed. Moving away from home can be really, a lot of people get really homesick. I haven't really felt homesick the entire time I've been here. When I went back home, I was uni sick. I wanted to be back here because being back here is perfect for me. I'm right by the beach, like the beach is just there. I can walk 2 minutes on my way to the shops and just go to the beach, which is the dream for me because I love the sea, and I know that I'll never live by the sea when I'm older because I will live in London or New York. That's just something that's always going to happen, and I will definitely live in a city because I just couldn't not. But it's nice to have a change. So if you do sort of know where your life is going, I mean, none of us know where our life is going. Oh shit. That's terrifying. None of us know where our lives are going. We have no idea of all of the amazing and wonderful and terrifying and horrific and horrible and painful things that will happen to us in the future. But let's not dwell on that. You sort of know that you're never going to like live by the sea again. Maybe try living by the sea. Or if you know you're never really a city person, try living in a city. Like try something new. That's what uni has been a good thing for me. Moving away from home can be really tough. I didn't really miss home that much, but that's because I'm quite an independent person anyway. But I know people have really struggled with it, and if you know you're one of those people that's a real homebody, don't go somewhere where it takes like 8 hours to get home. Like don't go from like right in the south coast to like all the way up in Scotland or like Manchester. I don't know, I'm terrible with the geography of the UK. You know what I mean? If you want somewhere that you feel is safe for you, like I feel very safe here because I'm only 2 hours and 15 minutes away from home. So if something catastrophic happens, like when I had a Crohn's flare on my first month here, my mum just drove down to see me. Like it's not like she would never be able to come down, and also it's easy for you to get home for weekends and stuff. But honestly, I've never really felt the urge to like, I've never felt like, oh my god, I need to go home, just because like, I love it here so much. You'll change so much when you're at university. I'm really worried about leaving halls and going to a house because I've never had to move house before. I always know that, and nowhere I've called a home before has ever changed. So I've lived in the same house my entire life. So even when I moved here, I knew that my home still existed, my room still existed, and it was still mine. But when I leave this room and this accommodation block, I will no longer have my lovely view into the courtyard, and this room will become someone else's room, and they'll decorate it with stuff that's probably not Harry Potter, and it's just weird for me. That's something that I'm really stressing about already because I'm going to miss this place so much and miss having my movie nights in here with my friends, and knowing that I will never have that again is something that's just really stressing me out, but I'm trying to think about it. Don't avoid your problems like I do, kids. It's gone scarily fast. From moving day to here, I feel like a different person. I know it's really cliche to be like, I changed so much at uni, but I will change so much more in the next 2.5 years, even more so than I have done in the last, well, however many months it's been since September. But I just feel like a different person. I'm so much more confident, I'm more relaxed. I used to have real problems with staying calm and just being, and while uni's completely stressful, it's also really fun. You just get to live with your best friends and do lessons that you really are passionate about. At least in my case, I'm doing what I love every day, and I just feel so happy here. I never thought it'd be this way. I didn't really think much about uni before I went to uni, and then I thought about it obviously when I got here and was like, I've never actually considered what it would be like. And I know everyone has mixed reviews about uni, but for me it was just the best option. I think it's something I just definitely needed to do. It helped me grow up a bit, calling up people by myself and making doctor's appointments and getting in taxis and all of that crazy stuff. and going out is really fun and because you're a uni student, and it's just, yeah, I love it. I love it so much. I hope this video was somewhat informative. I don't really know what else to say. Have any specific questions? I know there were a lot on like student loan and things, but that's like a really big topic, so I'll do that in a separate video as part of the series. This will probably be my opener to the series, just covering all bases, and if you have anything specific, drop it in the comments and I'll be sure to update it and make it. I'll try and do like a video maybe every 2 weeks until I've covered all the topics you guys want. And yes, and leave any other video suggestions as well that you want me to do, because right now my brain's too clogged with lines and songs and dance and all of my stage management written work and all of this other stuff and music grammar to even really be considering anything creative that will be mildly entertaining for you all. So I have a few story times that I want to tell about secondary school and college. If you want to see secondary school and college story times, that'd be great, because I can follow them on from my primary school one if you want to see that. But anyway, thanks so much for the support. I hit 12k. Thanks for the support. If you like this video, give it a like, and if you don't want to miss any videos from me and want to be part of the notification squad, I think I might start doing notification squad shout outs. If anyone, like people that I notice are really active, or they're always like the first to comment on my video, I might do like every 2 weeks I'll like shout someone out that has been really active in the world of my social media. Thank you so much. Hit the notification bell and subscribe if you're new around here. I will see you all soon. I'm off to drink more tea and learn some more lines, and then have a nice nap, a pre-sleep nap, and I'll watch some Netflix and actually go to bed. Okay, bye.